Okay. I am going to invite you to close your eyes.
Okay.
I'm going to invite you to take breaths in and out. In through your nose, out through your nose, or out through your mouth, doesn't matter. And I'm going to invite you just to be here. We are not fixing, improving, or changing anything that exists in reality or anywhere else in your mind. I'm going to invite you to imagine a situation, a scenario, or a relationship with an emotion that you're having. It could be scarcity. It could be a situation in your life that's causing you discomfort. It could be something that you want to let go of. It could be anything that you're experiencing that I would describe as I don't want to be experiencing this. I don't want this to be here. I don't want this to be my set of circumstances. I don't want to be experiencing this. Or it's something in the future that is causing you to be worried. Whatever this one circumstance is, I want you to step in your imagination for a moment. So your eyes are already closed. You're just stepping into your imagination. And I want you to imagine that you have your hands out. And I want you to hold in your hands. So you're imagining a little version of yourself in your imagination. Big version of yourself, doesn't matter. You're just imagining yourself as a body in your imagination. And in your imagination, you are surrounded by endless space. There's nothing other than pure creative space in your imagination. There's nothing other than endless, infinite space in your imagination. And if you want to, though, if there's a safety in feeling that you're in a bit of a bubble, that's fine too. Right? Let's say you have a protective bubble around you. You're in infinite space, but you've got your protective bubble around you. And in your hands, you have this problem or circumstance that you wish didn't exist, or previously wish that it didn't exist. And I just want you to hold it in your hands. Okay, you're just holding it in your hands. Your hands are like this. They're open hands. They are not closed hands. You're not cupping tight to your hands. You're just allowing with open hands in your imagination. You're just holding it in your hands. Whatever it is. And the only thing that I'm going to offer to you to do in your imagination with this problem or this thing is simply to allow it to be there. You're just allowing this to be there. Whatever it is, it's so small and in your hands, right? Because your hands aren't very big. So whatever the problem is, it's now in your hands and it's small. And all you're doing is looking down at it and noticing how small it is. You're not trying to squash it. You're not trying to do anything with it. You're not trying to throw it out of your hands and throw it away. You're just allowing it to be in your hands. What does it feel like to bring this problem that was previously very big and heavy and just put it into your hands? It's now very small. It's very, very, very small in your hands. Maybe it's the size of a pebble, or it could even be smaller. It could be the size of a dime, or it could be even smaller. It could be a marble, Or maybe it's even smaller than that. Maybe it's just what's smaller than that? It's just a little bead, or it's a little earring, it's a little diamond. Just keeps getting smaller and smaller. All you're doing is just allowing it to exist. You're not trying to fix, improve, or change it. What do you notice in your body when you just allow it to be here? Use your breath. Take a breath in through your nose, out through your nose. Couple more breaths. And on your exhale, I want you to imagine letting go of this as being a problem. All you're doing is connecting with your breath. I'm not saying that the problem's not there. I'm not saying that we're just allowing it to float off into the space. So all you're doing is, I'm not saying that the problem isn't gone away. You don't even have to let go of it. I'm just asking you to allow it. I'm inviting you to allow it to float in your space. So you can imagine it's just floating around like a little star, like a little piece of dust, like a feather. The problem is out there floating. You're just here with the world in your hands. And all you're doing is connecting to your breath, right? There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to control. You're just allowing the feather to float. You're just connecting to your breath. You're just allowing the problem to be there. What do you notice that it feels like in your body? What do you notice? Again, you're in this safe space in the bubble, but you're still in endless, infinite energy is all around you. Now, I'm going to offer to create a new space in your hands. And this space, the intention of this space, right? The feather's still out there. You don't need to concern yourself with the feather. You're allowing it to float all around, or maybe it's a little twinkle. It's just a little twinkling light. Maybe it's what are those things called? A firefly. It's just a little firefly floating around. It's still there, right? But you're letting it be just in space. You're not having to hold the problem anymore. You're not having to hold the situation. It's being taken care of in the space. And the new space that's in your hands is a space of creativity. It's a space of what I love. It's a space of what do I love to experience? It's a space of what do I love to be? It's a space of infinite possibilities, and they're right in your hands because you're surrounded by this infinite space. And in this infinite space, there's no lack, there's no scarcity, there's only abundance. Anything is possible, there's only abundance. And in the space that is in your hands, right, you're imagining yourself as this little body, but your little body has access to this infinite space. It's enormous. It's all around you. Again, you're in your protective bubble, but you may want to reach outside your protective bubble and put your hands outside of that protective bubble. See if in your creative cup that you've made with your hands, if there's anything that is there to be received in this moment. It could be a feeling. It could just be the feeling of abundance. It could be a creative idea. You're just open to receiving. You're holding out your hands. Is there something to be given here, even if it's just space? It could be a feeling of security. It could be a feeling of calm. It could be sensing the abundance that's all around you in this space. Whatever you receive, whatever you're feeling, just be with that. You're just allowing yourself to be. You're now in open space, in the open field of your imagination. where anything is possible. If you didn't receive a tangible creativity, it means you weren't meant to. Maybe you were meant to receive what you got to receive. It could have been a healing. It could have been a vision. It could have been an acknowledgement of something that you love. Right now, in this moment, you have the opportunity to let go of something and to pick something up. You can let go of a fear. You can pick up abundance, for example. Just don't control what is in this space. How do you notice that you're feeling in your body? Do you notice that you're lighter? Do you notice that there's more space available to you? Do you notice how the thing that was ailing you before that seemed so big is now very small? Do you notice that your capacity has become bigger? Just use your breath. Just use your breath and be in this space of creativity, of abundance, of openness, of calm. Just be in this space. For as long as you can, just allow whatever it is that it's taking in your place or whatever is taking place in your mind just to be there. Open yourself up to what the possibilities are. This meditation is to guide you back to having space in yourself. What happens from that is you have the opportunity to now go listen to your intuition, step back into the flow, and come from a relaxing point of view. You may have ideas that come to you. You may notice that you've gotten emotional. Whatever is clearing your space, trust the process. Come back to yourself. Come back to your space. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.